After several months of back and forth, the Allendale Township Board is finally inching closer to a decision on a controversial Civil War statue. Protests erupted last summer after a group called on the board to remove it, saying it was demeaning to Black Americans.
The township formed a committee to begin looking into solutions. And News 8's Whitney Burney joins us now from the live desk with some of the committee's first recommendations. Whitney.
Brian and Sue, the committee is made up of 7 people from the Allendale area representing a number of opinions on the removal of that statue. Some of the suggestions called for adding markers with historical context, but the activist who led this charge says that total removal of the statue is the only acceptable option.
Take it down! Take it down!
Week after week this summer, protesters called for the removal of a Civil War statue that features a Confederate soldier and slave child in the Allendale Charter Township Garden of Honor.
There never should have been any statue honoring a Confederate soldier in the state of Michigan, or anywhere as far as I'm concerned. And then there never should have been allowed a depiction of an African-American child, essentially kneeling on the ground, picking cotton at the boots of white soldiers.
Despite passionate pleas, the Township Board voted to keep the statue last June. They moved to create a committee to look into the future of the monument. Monday night, the committee of 7 made 3 initial recommendations. The options were to add plexiglass around the statue and inscribe them with historical information about the Civil War. Option 2 was to replace the statue with an inscribed column. The last option, replace it with a tribute to Black Union soldier Benjamin Jones.
There are some people in the committee that came into the room, with very definite ideas of what they wanted to see happen.
Anything other than removal of those offensive statues is a non-starter.
Mitch Kale, who originally called on the board to remove the statue, says his group will continue making noise until it's gone. The township says they're confident Allendale residents will be able to come to a resolution.
The township board to put a process in place to hear the voices in our community, and that process has taken longer than a lot of people anticipated, but that the board has stayed true to that process, and we're making sure that we do hear the voices of the people in our committee, specifically the people that are on that committee.
The Garden of Honor Memorial Committee has at least 5 more meetings ahead of a final recommendation and eventually a decision from the Township Board. The board says that they expect to hear from the committee again at upcoming meetings. At the live desk, Whitney Burney, News 8.